Hello, everybody. This probably looks weird to you, but I just wanted to talk about my time as a planner maximalist, basically, and how I have somewhat reformed. I wouldn't say that I'm a planner minimalist by any means, but I have made some changes that I feel like are very helpful to me, so I wanted to share them with you. So today I just wanted to air out like my past with you, and we've talked about it a bit. Once upon a time, I thought that the more planners, the more stickers, the better I would be at planning, or that I would receive some sort of, I don't know, like that I would maybe like make it onto the Happy Planner squad or whatever. And I hate to say it, but like that stuff became way more important than like actually being productive in my planner. So this is just an example of what I might get out to make a spread or things that I might need to find. And, you know, there was a time when every single new release for me felt like it was super urgent. Like I had to be there. I had to be the first new kid with all the stuff. And I was stalking Instagram lives anytime they would go live for various different planner brands, probably mostly the Happy Planner. And as soon as 9 a.m. on launch day, 9 a.m. Pacific time on launch day came, I was throwing $200 plus on every order that I might use someday or that I thought was so pretty, you know, right after I finished buying 42 or so other sticker books on the previous collection and that I hadn't really finished or even like thought about using. And don't get me started on other accessories and planners. So not only was I buying like a crazy amount of stickers, but I was buying planners like they were going out of style. So with Happy Planner, when you buy a planner, you also get the cover, but you can't really like buy the cover separately. And so I was buying planners just for covers. I was buying notebooks just for covers. And so I quickly started to feel overwhelmed and I felt like I needed them. I felt like I needed that new cover to add to my collection, even though I probably had way more than I already needed. As I kept doing this for a while and as my life continued to get busier, I faced burnout, basically. I faced like, you know, I had created this community here and it was something that I really, really cared about and I wanted to keep it going and I wanted to make sure that I was planning in order to help people too and not just like for myself as well. But I was really overwhelmed. Like I had so much stuff and I was overwhelmed, not just by like my planner and my life, but like I was overwhelmed by my stash and like the amount of stuff that I had and the amount that I had to wade through to like make a cute spread. So I'd sit down to plan like, and I would get all of my camera stuff ready. So I'd get all my lighting set up. I'd get all my, you know, make sure everything was charged, all of that. So that was like step one. And then I'd have to go over to my huge filing cabinet and sift through like stickers. And it would take me like 20 minutes to find like the deco sticker that I wanted. It would take me, you know, time to find the functional things to go with that. If that book didn't have enough of that, it would take me so long just to really like get anywhere. And by the time I like picked the theme, chose the stickers, I was either like too tired or like bored already, or like something was going on with my family, like my window had closed basically. Like I didn't have time to get my planning done and somebody was needing me or something. I was basically chasing like that perfect Pinterest worthy Happy Planner spread that would get me onto the squad. But honestly, like around 2023, it kind of stopped being fun and I was over it. And I think a lot of you guys may have noticed that because I kept taking pretty major breaks. I kept not really like being in my planner. Yeah, I was just not as, I don't know, I was just not as excited and I felt like I don't know. I felt like it was like I had to purchase the stuff to show here. And then I felt like I also had to have like the biggest collection. Like for a while there was like, I guess 2 separate hobbies going on. So like there's the hobby of like planning and being productive and like showing what you're doing in your planner and stuff. And then there's this other hobby of like collecting planner supplies, and that's like no shade if that is something that you're into. I have seen a couple of people who follow me and watch my channel and are interested in like collecting stuff, which that's totally fine. If that's your jam and that works for you and that makes you happy, I love that for you. But just the sheer volume of stuff that I had collected basically that I wasn't using really overwhelmed me. And so this year I did something that I refer to as the Great Declutter, which I'm actually still wading through, which hopefully I will get done by the end of this week. I keep saying that. I do have a couple of things posted over on my Mercari shop if you guys are interested in checking those things out. It's just a couple of sticker books, but I'm hoping to get more posted this weekend and then hopefully the last of it posted next week. But I stopped buying just to buy at the beginning of this year. I unfollowed shops and creators that made me feel like I was missing out, because I do feel like that is something that I also found that I was really struggling with. I was kind of feeling like I had to kind of keep up, especially as someone that has any kind of following in this community. Not even that my following is very big or anything, but like just that, you know, some people knew me and I felt like I had to kind of keep up with everyone else. And so I unfollowed pages that made me feel like that. And I took a look at like what I actually used and like what I actually needed and what I liked. And newsflash, it was basically like a handful of things and that I use like over and over. So I would use like full boxes. I would use functional stickers like boxes and labels and stuff. I might use checklists and flags. And I really liked to have my sidebar decorated and then some like covers on the headers. And those weren't even like something that I liked every single time, though I've actually just kind of gotten into that. But truly, there were just a few things. I realized that I liked to have more of like a pattern in my planner. I liked to plan the same way every week. And so trying to find things in Happy Planner sticker books that were the same every week or similar was kind of harder for me. I do like that their sticker books have some of that like creativity and stuff, but when you're someone that plans basically the same week, same style every week and needs basically the same things and kind of has a routine going, that can be really challenging when you're trying to recreate something with sticker books that have so much difference and things that are more on the creative side. And so I feel like that was hard for me. I also found that I was trying to overdo it on the planner side as well. So not only was I like overdoing it with stickers and the amount of stickers that I was using, I do still use a lot of stickers just in kind of a different, I would say more simplified way. But I was trying to have a planner for every area of my life. And I realized that that just didn't work for me, because then if I had a planner for every area of my life, there were areas that I could choose to not look at. So I thought maybe I would do something drastic. Maybe I would try something and I would get rid of, that I would, you know, take my system back down to the simple. I would get rid of all the stickers and I would try something new. And so what that looked like for me was putting my life in one planner. And what that also looked like for me was getting one kit every week to use. And this one is used, so it doesn't have everything in it. It's the one I'm currently using, but I don't have to dig around for every single thing that I want. I can simplify it if I want, but some things that I really like about the system that I have now and kind of the planning that I'm doing now are that I use sticker kits, and maybe I even will repeat them. Like if there is something that I really like, I might even repeat those. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm definitely going to repeat the pattern that I use with my sticker kits. So like you can see, this week is the same as this week essentially. There are subtle differences. Like I use flags sometimes in different spaces. I use the labels in different places sometimes, but basically like my sidebar is exactly the same. I put the washi in the same place every time. My recurring events are the same. My meal planning is the same every time. I use this Sunday space in the same way every week. Yeah, see, like here's all that. This is the same. These are all the same still. I just like a pattern in my planner. I like to know what to expect. So I'm totally fine like repeating that pattern every single week. And it feels, actually very comforting to me to do something like that. I guess I would say I leave some space blank. Like, I have white space in here. I do like a fuller spread, but I don't need like deco stickers everywhere. I would say that my planner is decorative, but a lot of the things that are cute in here are also serving a purpose. So like these label boxes, while they're cute and they kind of fit the theme, they are meant for me to write in. They are meant for me to highlight things that are going on in my day and that kind of thing. My meal stickers match my sidebar. While it looks cute, it definitely serves a functional purpose, and I think that is really important. And I don't need like I don't need a ton of deco in my planner. I used to think that I did. I also don't need like 18 gratitude logs in every corner. I don't need a planner for every area of my life. I don't need a sticker book for, I don't know, I don't need every single sticker book that was ever made. I just need a few things in my planner to make it really work for me. I plan the way that I actually live, and guess what? My planner finally feels like me again. I was worried a bit when I switched from discs to coil that it wouldn't work for me, but it feels more like me than I think my planner has in a really long time. I plan the way I live, and a lot of things in my life repeat each week, and I feel like that's okay because that's my life. You know, I can't like I can't change how things go, but you know, I have things that happen every week that I need to keep track of. I have, you know, recurring things that I love to look at. And, you know, I put my trash day in every week. I put my payday here every week. I go to the dog park every day, so I put that in here. You know, I'll occasionally have something new that I need to put in, but I have the functional space to be able to do that. Yeah, like, I don't know. I track what's going on next week every week in my planner. I put habit trackers over here. You know, I liked to have that kind of repetitive thing, and kits actually really helped me to do that. So yeah, if you've been stuck in that cycle of buy, plan, burnout, repeat, this is your sign. It's okay to stop that. You don't need to keep up with anything. You don't need to have it all. You definitely don't need to perform for the planner community that only shows you the highlight reel. It's totally fine to downsize, to simplify, and to reclaim your planner for what it's supposed to be. This tool that works for you, not the other way around. We don't work for our planners. If this like resonated with you at all, and I would love to know in the comments, what have you stopped doing as a recovering planner maximalist? Like, what have you simplified in your system? What has worked well for you? And if you're still using stickers from 2017, honestly, like same. I have some sticker kits that were launched in like 2018 or something like that, but I am so excited to use them, and I am so excited to use up my stash this year. And also, if there's something cute, I am totally fine with purchasing it. So this is where I'm at. This is my planner system. I feel like it's so much more simplified. It does still look like a lot of stickers, but I feel like it works for me in a way where I can have this cute planner, but also like I can repeat kind of the style. I can repeat the icons. That's what I think I love most about Planner Kate, is I know what to expect every time. I don't know what that is about, but I am very comforted by the fact that I know that her colors are basically the same every time. Like, Planner Kate has a standard set of colors that she uses. I know that her stuff is going to match with itself every time. I know that she's going to have the same stickers in the kit every single time, and it will only change at the beginning of the year. And I kind of prepare myself for that and take a look. The other thing is that she also launches her kits. Well, not launches, but she previews them a few weeks before they're gonna, maybe not a few weeks, but probably, maybe, it might be. I can't remember how soon it was before launch, but she previewed it. And so any changes that she did make, I was able to kind of like plan around and figure out, hey, is this still gonna work for me? Are there things in here that I use still? And I don't think there was like any huge variation. And so that really worked well for me. And I think if I worked with any or used any other planner kit company, it could be very similar. So something like that where I kind of know what to expect really helps me to simplify my planning process and actually, like, you know, get the cute stuff in my planner, but actually like do the functional planning. So that is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, hello, my name is Caitlin, and I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button down below and follow along and hang out with us. You are wonderful, and I'm so excited that you're here. If you are one of my current friends, followers, that kind of thing, I am so happy that you were here and that you've decided to stay and hang out and all of the things. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are wonderful, and here's your internet hug for the day. And if you would like to check me out anywhere else, you can find me on Instagram at creatinginchaos_official. And then I am also over on TikTok, although I haven't posted very much over there. I need to actually work on that. And the handle is at creatingin_chaos. I believe that's the handle. So feel free to check me out over there. You can also check out my other projects that I'm currently working on. I do have a Patreon for social media, which will be getting some love this week. I actually have 2 followers over there, which is so exciting. I can't wait to watch that community grow as well. I have things where you can pay like per month. You can pay a monthly fee and have kind of that subscription model. I also have a la carte items. And so what I do over there is I support people with their social media, whether that's learning about social media or whether I am supporting you by kind of doing some of that social media management. So that's what I'm doing over there. And then I'm also starting a podcast, hopefully in July, called Planning a Crime. And I'm really excited to continue working on that and launch that for you guys, which I hope that you will really enjoy that. And with that, you guys, by the way, have fun today.